What's something you grew out of this year? What was something that brought you a lot of happiness or peace this year? What does that say about you as a person? Who do you see yourself becoming next year? How do you think you treated yourself this year? Like, if you're indecisive, it's because you don't give yourself time to reflect. My limited beliefs of like hyper independence, my friends have brought me like that peace that like I don't feel like I need to be understood by them. Like, they just get me. Welcome to my channel. Today we're gonna be reflecting. That is a theme today, so get your journal out, drink some tea together. We're gonna be talking about things like limited beliefs, what we need to let go of in 2023, and kind of talking it through like what I needed to let go of in this year. Let's get into the questions that I found on TikTok. I'm gonna share the account that I found it off of. First question is, what's something you grew out of this year? I did little doodles because that's what I like to do when I journal. Something that I grew out of was definitely like limited beliefs. Pop, pop, pop. My limited beliefs of like hyper independence, feeling like independence needed to take the front seat in my life, and that's like what would make me feel successful. But this year I've been on so many like girls trips, I've dated, and I've realized that like relying on people isn't always bad. So that limited belief is leaving. We're leaving it. I think I grew out of like limited beliefs that I had a lot in like not even my early 20s but my mid 20s, when I started realizing I'm like, oh my god, I believe in these things, like the idea that I'm never really gonna find someone who gets me. And now I kind of got bored of it, so I was like, I'm gonna date everybody. I'm gonna date whoever comes my way. And I really put myself out there and I dated. I found out what I liked, I found out what I didn't like, and I'm like, even though I didn't find the right person, I still, like, I don't feel like I'm the same person as I was in the beginning of the year. I still feel like my person is out there, but it's just like way better than I thought in the beginning of the year. Like, I was set to lean in the beginning of the year, and now people came into my life and I'm like, you know what? There's good people out there. Maybe men do deserve rights. What's a new way you could love yourself in 2024? No more shame. Give myself time to reflect on my why. Like I'm explaining, this one's hard, but I'm saying sleep 8 hours. I'm just like more active at night. I like it. It's where I feel silent, but I'm trying to reclaim the morning, just doing hard shit. Like that is hard for me. This one I put celebrate myself, and while I was writing it I was like, actually I think the root of this is feeling like I can forgive myself. Because in order to celebrate myself, I need to forgive myself and tell myself that like I did the best that I could. That's what I really want to give to myself next year. Like if that didn't go the way that it did, girl, you did the best that you could with what you were given. How do you think you treated yourself this year? Were you particularly hard or demanding, or more easygoing and lax? Did you talk down to yourself, or did you speak positively and encouraging? I put here, January through November, I treated myself hard. I put some of my thoughts here that I was like, wow, I really did think like this. Like, why aren't you better? Why can't you do this? I remember my cousin sitting me down and he's like, you're really competitive. Like, you do know that. And I was like, yeah, like the competitiveness, like I've been told ever since I got into college, like that's what got me in there. He's like, you're really competitive, and when you have a success, like you look at other people and you're like, why can't I have that? And he's like, when they're like 6 years into like what they've been doing. And I'm like, damn, I never thought of that. But like there is an ambition that I have of big ideas, and because I've done big things like being first gen, going to college, I mean, like I'm gonna do that. Like I'm gonna get out of this town, I'm gonna do something so different and go to private school. I'm gonna figure out by myself, and I did it. It's like competitiveness with myself, and I think I needed to get checked on that. Like it wasn't with anyone else, it's with myself. I was just very hard on myself. My journal, I put that from November to December, I was very forgiving of myself, because I needed those months to be like, girl, you do not have to be that hard on yourself. It's not that serious. One of the reasons why I wanted to reflect with you guys right now is because I feel like one of my goals is to have more reflection time. This year has been a year of survival, burnout, chasing something without reflecting, and it doesn't feel good. So I don't want that energy in 2024. I was very indecisive this year. I was very like, do I do this? Do I do that? And I realized when I looked it up, I ChatGPT'd it, which you should do that. Like, if you have a problem, go ChatGPT. It literally said, and everywhere it says, like, if you're indecisive, it's because you don't give yourself time to reflect. Hard pill to swallow, girls. So girlies, men, they, gays, theys, whatever, whoever's watching. And I realized that I just wrote this 10 minutes ago, put something like, when will my aha moment come? I think that's been the vibe 2023, where I'm like, when is it my turn? When is it my turn to get this or that? But in the meantime, when I'm reflecting on 2023, I'm like, you got a lot of things this year. They may have not been what society would deem as successful, but then again, you're different. The way you think and the way that you think about successful and successfulness and what society thinks, like, it's never aligned for me. So why did I get swept up by that in 2023? I was like fighting demons this year. 27, y'all. Basically, I'm reflecting because I don't want to be indecisive. Realizations, 2023 realizations. Next one is, I did want to answer this one on camera just to see like what I would say. What was something that brought you a lot of happiness or peace this year? What does that say about you as a person? Ooh. Be back home with family, support. It's gonna get a little woo-woo, but I found out this thing about astrology lines. Basically, depending on your birth chart, there are certain places in the world that you're meant to be. Like, that's why you may feel like when you visit a certain place, you're like, damn, I feel really good here. A certain part of you there thrives better than other places, or certain parts of you. And when I looked at LA, the main thing that the astrology lines were telling me is that like my introverted side thrives here. I realized that like when I'm in LA, like going out is cool and everything, but sitting in my room, doing things by myself, reading. Even when I was in high school, there was an introverted side to me that like kept me going, and I feel like LA kind of brings me back to that. I like community. That brought me happiness this year, like being like, damn, I could do that. Like, I did that. So like that brought me happiness. Was that the question? Was something that brought you a lot of happiness or peace this year? Peace definitely came at the end of the year. Happiness, gave me happiness. I guess I would say that, like, if I'm being like completely honest. I got a glimpse of what it would feel like to have someone who could support me in my business and my visions and really push me. Although they're not here, like, they didn't die, y'all. They didn't die. Last but not least, shout out my friend Emily, my friend Ron, my friend Steph, people from my life in the past that came back. These are like my childhood friends. Emily's actually someone who I traveled with. Reconnecting with her in LA, like having someone, she's also Guatemalan, just having someone that understands like where we come from, having someone like that gets me, where I could just like rot in bed with someone, like has brought me so much peace. Like, she gets my introverted side as much as she gets my extroverted side, and I feel like in SF I did struggle with like letting people know that I have both of those sides. My friends have brought me like that peace that like I don't feel like I need to be understood by them, like they just get me. And people watching this, honestly, like if you're watching this and you've been through like my party phase, and it's not a phase, like I love to party, I love to do those things, but I also equally love to be in my room, stay up at night, love to read. Those things coexist for me, and I think it's really hard for people to wrap their mind around that, because like our society doesn't tell us those two things like coexist. In my family, I'm this like really outgoing, I'm the black sheep, guys, like I'll go into that at another time. I can be all these things at once. I can be someone who loves to talk about social justice and all these things that are happening in our world, and I love to be in the community. Like, I don't see that as an isolating thing, but I do see times where I need to be isolated by myself. I don't know how to describe it. While we're here, I guess it's something that's brought me happiness, like, and peace, is that the people that are surrounding me really do care about the same things as me. It's like, especially with what's happening in the world, like I can have these conversations with people. My sister has brought me peace. Like, that's brought me a lot of peace. So I would say that. What does that say to you as a person? I guess that means that like as peace comes to me in different forms. Who do you see yourself becoming next year? I feel like I just see myself as someone not giving anymore. And I've been like that. Like, I'm the black sheep. Like, I am known as not giving a but like, the person I'm gonna become is gonna be very decisive and is gonna find that happy medium between living a creative life and being financially abundant. I think I'm like at the tipping point there, not even at the tipping point, like I'm there. Even if I'm not physically there right now, I'm there. 2024. I think when I visualize the person I want to become, she's confident and she's only gonna be there next year. Getting used to the idea that like this version of me, like I've in past contexts, I had a hard time letting go of versions of me, and I feel like I try to keep them all, right? The version of me next year is gonna be like, maybe to help me detach from it, she's only gonna exist next year. That's my alter ego. Inspirational, fearless, really getting over the fear of feeling seen. Like, that bitch is creative. Like, I want to be in that world and I'm gonna be in that world. So ambitious. Anyways, some music that's been inspiring is Andre 3000's like whole album, super inspiring. I'll put it right here. And a book that's been really inspiring, Big Magic by Elizabeth Gilbert. She's a person that wrote Eat, Pray, Love, and it's been super inspirational. It's all about literally creative living beyond fear. And I just wanted to share a little bit that she says, if I can relax, fear relaxes too. In fact, I cordially invite fear to come along with me everywhere I go. I even have a welcoming speech prepared for fear, which I deliver right before embarking upon any new project or big adventure. And she goes on to talk about like, dear fear. And so my letter to fear is, dear fear, you can be here in my journey of YouTube, my journey of like really talking, but you will not take the front seat in this journey. Another thing I like about the book so far, creativity or ideas or inspiration knocks on everyone's door at the same time. It's up to you if you want to open that door. When an idea comes to you, it is going to a lot of people. And so it's up to you to like get that idea for yourself. So that's why sometimes we look at people are like, damn, I thought like I could do that too. Or like I was in the works of doing that too. But it just means like if they went ahead and did it, they invited it in. And it's not to be like, you didn't invite it in, it just wasn't your time. Like you didn't have the inspiration that you needed to really execute that idea. And that also means that if someone doesn't go through with their idea and you find inspiration from another idea, someone said no, it's coming to you because creativity feels like you can handle it. But it's up to you. It's kind of like creative free will. Thank you guys for coming to my channel. Hope this inspired you to take some time to reflect, take out your journal, reflect a little bit before you do your vision board. Because at least in this time, like it helped me realize like, there's a lot to reflect on. Maybe I'll do another reflection video. Like you can always reflect some more because I kind of avoid reflecting, if I'm being honest. Some videos that are coming up I'll be doing is some family ones. I have some trips planned, so there's gonna be some more travel vlogs. Thanks guys for coming here. Like, comment, subscribe.